Oh my kid. Well, you're starting off spicy today. Okay, we're back. Welcome back, everybody. Let me get the rest of this stuff set up, and I'll be right back. Okay, Dragon, welcome in. Hope you're well. I'm doing pretty good. I'm tired, like always, but that's just, you know, existing, so. Okay. So, let me see what we got going on here. I've lost Photoshop. There it is. Perfect. Okay. So I got Moth. I have Moth. Moth is what I currently have. I'm happy with this as the base colors. I'm not super happy with the cloth that I've built here. Oops. Spotify. Spotify, why you break like this? Why you do this? Save the settings on how I put you places. Please. Please. There we go. Okay. Boop, boop. We're good. We Gucci. I hope. Oh god, am I muted? I might have muted myself. Nope, we're good. Alright. Well, welcome back, everybody. We're working on Moth thing today. I'm not super happy with this cape, and I don't know if it's the cape itself or the color. Kind of wondering if I should. Crinkly. No, too loud. I'm not sure what to do with it. The wings I created as a separate element, and I think they look good color-wise, but the line art is kind of shit. So we're gonna redo the line art, and then we'll cut it up and we'll move it so that we can position the wings correctly. And then we'll figure out whatever's going on here with the cape, and we'll go from there. And we'll go from there. So I think the wings is probably the first step. That needs to be cohesive. Yep. Let's start there. I'm gonna have to either scale down the image or crop the thing up. I'll probably end up cropping it so it has a little more space. So this is a really good base, I think. And I'm using symmetry, which makes it 1,000 times easier. But I think we need to redraw this because this is just, the lines are too sloppy. And that mixed in with the way I painted this makes the whole thing look kind of muddy. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna redraw this. I thought my audio was broken. The stream is quiet for some reason, combined with half of the volume. Sorry. Okay. No, thank you for telling me. Test. My mic is pinging real hard, so I don't want to blast that. You can turn it up a little bit. How's that? Is that better? Spotify is turned off. I don't know why Spotify is turned off. That's Let me see what's going on there. There we go. I did nothing. I mean, I opened it up and I'm like, Spotify, look at Spotify, which it was already doing, and it just wasn't. I have no idea what happened there. So I think that's better. I think it might be. Got it. I think there's better on your. Got it. Okay. Corvus, welcome in.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Ooh. I'm alright.
Uh-oh. There we go. Photoshop had a moment. I'm drawing on the same layer. That's what's going on. Like, why is that not dark?
Wrong layer.
As always. Okay.
Yep.
Nope. The child has been fed and napped and woken back up, so I assume there will be hopefully no meltdowns, but I assume there will be food requirements in the near future. Which is fine. We'll take care of that. But today might be a hangout day. We'll see how much work I actually get done. I need to get this done by Monday. And I have people coming to town tonight, so right now would be the best time to finish this. Moth, my lady? Yeah, pretty much. Gonna go watch Twister in the cinema. Nice. I watched the first one when it came out in cinemas, and it scared the hell out of me. It's not a horror movie, but like, oh boy, did that give me anxiety.
Especially that opening scene.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. Like the opening
gets
scene.
Sucked out the basement cellar.
That was the preview for the movie, essentially. Like, all of the trailers were that intro scene, and as a little kid, I was like, oh, like crap. Like, I don't want to watch this. This is horrifying.
Yep.
I like that movie. It's a good movie, but man, seeing it in the theater, I was not ready. I luckily also didn't live in a tornado-prone part of the world.
Weirdly.
I mean, we got so many mountains. But so that helped. But man, every time it got super windy, I freaked out a little bit. Welcome in, everybody, by the way. It is Friday. We're going to be working on some moths. I've been having a lot of fun drawing these bug people. Way more than I thought I would.
Hopefully you don't forget how all, like, flesh and blood people.
Oh, no, I mean, the fetchling I drew for you last week. God, I forgot how faces worked. I was just like, my brain was like, what is happening?
This ain't a bug.
This isn't a bug. How do the arms articulate? Where are the joints? But no, I'm getting back into it. I'm getting back into like highly detailed drawings, which is what I mean. It's kind of what required for a bug, even though like the bug is, this was the base, was this little guy. Like just making things not muddy is hard, and it's a skill that I have learned and forgotten, and I'm trying to relearn. So, designed a Mothman owl a while ago because people believe Mothman is based on owls. Pretty cute and cuddly, yeah. It's the fluff. The fluff is great. Oh no! What happened? What happened, kiddo? Nothing? Nothing happened? Okay. He'll make like a sad cry face, and then he'll look at me and just laugh and smile. It's like, what? What does it mean? Are you dying? Did you poop? I assume there was some gas. Whoa, kid. He's totally fine, but he's like mad at his toys. The kid's trolling you. That's what it means. Yeah, essentially. Hey. What's up? Yeah? Ooh. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I think it's like he can't sit up. He's just not strong enough to sit up yet. And I think he gets frustrated. It's like he'll grab his toys and then he'll like try to pull himself up, but he can't. And then he's just like, ah!
I want to do what Dad does.
This is bullshit. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna make the canvas size slightly bigger. I know that was like not dramatic at all, but it should be enough. I think he's doing the thing that I'm not allowed to talk about on stream. I promised we wouldn't embarrass the child. But I think these are sounds of pooping. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if I have to go take care of that in a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna go check. Be right back. He is content. He is content just screaming at his toys. Can you guys hear it? Oh my god. Is that what's going on? Do I have the Omni mic turned on? How about now? Sorry, that was probably really loud. Is that better? Does
You're
that sound?
really quiet now.
I'm really quiet now. Is it okay if I do that?
You're better now.
Okay. So I either have to just talk directly into the microphone. Hold on. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Maybe I can do this. Give me 1 second.
Just strap the mic to yourself.
I don't have a long enough cable. So I either have to... I could plug it into the... That's a dangerous conundrum. I think I need 2 mics. I think I'm gonna need 2 microphones. I gotta finish up this commission so I can get some money so I can buy a new microphone. So if you guys would like to commission a piece, let me know.
Or just donate money.
Yeah, get nothing for it. Just give me money.
Super chat.
Super chat.
Yep.
Get in the comments. Go watch a video.
But yes, also Commissioner Rick. He does good stuff.
Thank you. If you'd like me to turn on Aggie Druid, just let me know.
I'm good.
Okay.
The reason I'm late is because my computer pushed some updates last minute.
Ah.
Why it started at noon, I don't know, but it did. So now I get to reorganize things. And then when I'm done with that, I'll work on my own drawing stuff.
That's fair.
So I'm curious, is there a specific moth species you're basing this off of?
Fluffy.
Fluffy. Cool.
Let me get to the... I can repost the...
It's so fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the... Oops. I don't need any of that. So yeah, for people just jumping in, I'm working on the wings, which are separate because I'm gonna cut them up and move them to where I need them. But I want to do it symmetry so that they are symmetrical first, and then I'm gonna put them on here. This is the base layers for the moth, which I like, but I'm not happy with the cloth. Like I liked the concept originally of it having like a little shawl. Now I'm not sure. Now I don't know. It's like with the wings it might be okay, but I don't know. I feel like I'm losing the silhouette when I add it in there, and it just makes it big and floof. But I might lose the silhouette anyways because of the wings. So I'm on the fence. So I'll probably redo that. Right now we're just getting these cleaned up. I don't even know if you can see the bottom part of the wing with the shawl. So maybe I will just get rid of that. I don't know. I don't know. Corvus, what was the Shadow Kid's name from Naruto? I've been thinking about it all morning.
Shikamaru?
Okay, that sounds right.
It means deer boy.
Deer boy? Okay.
Yes. Because his family essentially owns a deer park.
It's always weird to me because like all the hidden villages, it's like, oh yeah, they're ninja villages, but it's like there's a lot of just normal ass people that live there. Like,
Yep.
Oh yeah. There's also just normal villages.
Yeah. Beep, 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 beep.
Also, Naruto's village, the village hidden in the leaves or whatever, it's big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, none that hidden. None of the
Yeah.
villages are super hidden.
That's what I'm
They're-
saying. Like, they're all kind of like famous places, and it's just like I want to see what the overarching world is like. Like, is that what the world is? Every village is a ninja village, or is it like does Tokyo and New York still exist? Whoa.
Well, from my general understanding, it's like a separate universe, not like ours. So, obviously, but like it's weird because they like you have like feudal lords who are technically outranked by the Hokage, but they're just dudes. So it's like, what's stopping the Kage from just like taking over?
Paperwork.
Apparently,
You want to have to do all that paperwork?
I guarantee those feudal lords don't even do all the paperwork,
Of course not.
and they're just
Leadership
like,
doesn't really do paperwork except for the
Yeah.
Hokage for some reason.
and so like each village is like supposed to be the ninja army training ground for each land's feudal lord, if they have one.
Which is kind of weird because like ninja as a concept are supposed to be like secret police and secret agents, right? 'Cause
Navy
they
SEALs.
they came about as a reaction to like highly trained peasantry, as a reaction to corrupt samurai, correct? Or am I?
food? I'll be right back. Sorry, 1 second.
You're good.
So
Am I just pulling that out of my ass, Corvus?
okay, so that's what most people think of it as, but as far as we know, there was ever one true ninja village in Japan. It was the Koga. They were not isolationist, but they separated from the rest of the shogunate system
Right.
and had their own like almost pseudo republic like thing.
Okay.
And Oda Nobunaga came in, crushed them, brought them into his army. But there were other like ninja clans, and they were essentially just samurai clans who, instead of doing real fighting on the front lines, they would do like intelligence gathering, very little assassinations because that's just too risky.
Yeah. And usually not the best way to actually get something done.
Yeah. And so a lot of times they are just like intelligence gatherers, spies, basically.
Okay.
And a lot of the supernatural aspects to them is like their own like right, like the ninja themselves,
Yeah.
like hyping themselves up to like
Yeah.
They can climb walls.
and just make them
walk on
sound
water
more
and
scary
stuff.
than they actually were.
Yeah. I find the quote unquote pill culture in Naruto specifically, what's his name? The chubby kid
Goji.
who's got superpowers by eating these condensed food pills. I watched a culinary person doing a review on the recipes for one of those, and one of the recipes was like, if you take this pill, and you will not need to drink water for a week, and it was basically just a salt lick.
Yep.
Um,
But yeah, a lot of the pills are kind of, I mean, they obviously don't do everything that they say, but like
yeah.
they are essentially food rations.
Yeah.
But some things they said they could do seems to be true, like be able to run for like miles without getting super tired. Seems to have been the thing they could have done,
Yeah, well, I mean,
but it's like through rigorous training.
yeah, exactly. I mean, like, the ninjas were not alone in that ability. That is a thing humans have trained themselves to do all over the world at different times. I think it was it's one of the cultures in the Andes. They had like in the Andes mountains, like the
The
wealthy
runners.
people. Yeah, they had the fish runners, the people who would bring fresh ocean fish from the coasts every day all the way up the mountains to feed a population who wanted to eat ocean fish.
But yeah, so I don't know where the thing came from that ninjas were peasants. I don't know who's like where that came from.
Well, I think-
I've heard that for a long time.
Yeah. So my
But then, like, when
understanding
you
of
look
it
into
was-
it, it kind of just falls apart. It's like, no, they weren't peasants. I guess maybe people thinking that the Koga village was nothing but peasants, but it's like, this was like,
Maybe.
I thought a lot of that to me, like from where I heard about it, was less that they were peasants and just not samurai, right? Like people.
Yeah.
So they were
yeah,
more born from people who were not samurai. So in that mind, makes me think peasants, right?
Yeah.
I think
that's fair.
I think the way I got it, the peasant thing very specifically has to do with their weapons, because all of the stereotypical like ninja weapons are adapted from farming implements.
Yeah.
The kunai knives are hand trowels that were sharpened, right? Their nunchucks are flails. The what is it? The small scythe,
Ama.
kama. Yeah, the kama is a
It's just
rice knife.
Yeah.
Alexander, I am really quiet today. Sorry, because I'm away from the mic. Because I don't want the baby to scream.
But yeah, I would argue a lot of weapons, minus like swords and spears, were like probably farming implements at some point.
Yeah, but like it definitely comes from our Western mindset, right? Because like knights had purpose-built weapons, and it was the peasantry, serfs especially, if we're talking about that time period where ninjas and knights and samurai appear. Like the serfs and the peasantry had very different weaponry because they weren't allowed to carry swords, and I thought that was also a thing. Only samurai were allowed to carry actual swords.
So
Although that might have been a very specific time period, and then
Yeah.
I know that there is a reform time period where even samurai were not allowed to carry were not allowed to carry swords. So
yeah, so from my understanding, the no sword thing comes after the Warring States period and during the Edo period,
yeah.
when the shogun's like, no more war, so I'm going to oppress everyone. You can't move, you can't own this weapon. Even if you're a samurai, you can't have like, even samurai were restricted on what they could have.
Yeah.
Certain buildings, you were not allowed to have your longer blade, so you had to only use the short one. Or in some places, you can even have a bladed weapon. So they were both removed.
Right.
So yeah, it's
And yeah, Edo is also the time period where we get all of the crazy Japanese rules for propriety, right? For good
mhm,
manners.
yeah.
And the all of the esoteric stuff around tea ceremonies started then as well, I think. That's
That I don't know.
yeah. That's I think that's right. I would have to double check my notes, but like the tea ceremony was kind of more my area of expertise since I studied
Pottery.
ceramics. Yeah.
But yeah, like before that, it
You need the microphone?
peasant could just like
Don't unplug it.
go to a battlefield, grab a sword, and be done with it. Then, if they needed a weapon,
Yeah.
or fashion a spear.
Balls. I think I just have to redo all of this.
Oh no, the wings.
Well, I mean, like, the problem I'm having is that, like, there's too much. Like, there's too much detail. Especially, like, with this on top of it. So it's like, I think I need to do a base color and then maybe add in some stuff. Which I can use this as, like, okay, I have the colors. Now I just have to kind of replace them.
Not gonna lie, I do like that, the orange brown one.
That is, like, I just looked at a picture of a butterfly. It's like, those are butterfly colors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Butterflies are not this color. I hue shifted it because I didn't want it to be just orange, because I wanted to stick with this color scheme.
Mm.
I think I like the blue over the purple eyes too, so I might keep that. Maybe I don't need to do. Maybe I need to do this. Let's try this. Let's go. Okay. Let's just lighten it up a little bit. It's like, you can't see the line art, period, which is a problem. It's too dark. What's going on, kid? What's going on? You're sitting on your foot. I can't.
A boo.
Well, I will be right back. I will be right back.
Oh, Druid, I have to share a feat with you. Not feat, but a heritage for the Wyangs. I just
Ooh.
thought it was really cool.
Shadow of the Sailor. Your shadow flits across the surface of the water, and so do you. You can walk on the surface of still water and other non-damaging liquids. Cool. Move at half your normal speed. You can attempt to walk along the surface of flowing water as well, still moving at half speed. But to do so, you must succeed at an acrobatics check to balance, using the DC of the swim check to move through the water. Nice, I like that. On a failure, you fall in.
Yep, but that kind of also implies that you can just like stand back up. It's like, which is a bit weird, but that would allow it.
I think I would as well, but I would require, I think, a athletics check to pull yourself
Yeah,
up instead of
Either-
an acrobatics that time.
yeah, or possibly have like the kip up
Yeah.
feat,
Yeah.
and then their heritage for the Wyangs.
Mm.
And for chat, Wyangs are shadow people in Pathfinder who are really, really gangly and gremlin-like, but they're based off Indonesian shadow puppets.
All of the art for them is really weird.
Yes, because all the Wayang puppets are very exaggerated.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and Alexander, I'm aware that there were tea ceremonies for a long time. uh, but there were very specific differences between like post Edo Japan tea ceremonies and like pre Edo Japan tea ceremonies, with the pre Edo tea ceremonies looking a lot more like the tea serving you would see in China and Korea. And the pottery matched that.
Yep. And one of the games I play, used to play, haven't played it in a little while. Neo 2. I guess also in Neo, first one. You can collect tea bowls
Mm-hmm.
as well as tea caddies. And they kind of
Mm-hmm.
just give you little passive buffs in your little apartment thing you have.
Cool.
So they have a bunch of different styles. Some are very wabi-sabi, which are not necessarily my favorite.
No, nor mine.
But yeah, there's different ones. There's like one that's just like just straight up like gold. I was like, yep.
Yep. That could be. There's a type of glaze called Shino, and it was first developed to be like a white glaze because when porcelain basically can only naturally be mined in China, and all of the countries around it tried very hard to find ways to make pure white firing pottery that they could then decorate on top of. And Shino was an attempt to do that. But it Shino kind of turned out to be very weird. It was kind of like a failed experiment. You can, like, if you put it on really thick, you can get a white firing glaze, but it tends to have an uneven surface and pit kind of interestingly. It goes kind of like moon cratery, but very, very kind of smooth and gently. But if you put it on very thin, then any salts or like metallic oxides underneath tend to become iridescent. So you can get some really cool like coppery or gold effects with it. It's very cool. Yeah, but my specialty was Korean celadon ware.
Green.
Yeah, it's a very pretty kind of glassy jade green. And it was also a thing that could only be done naturally with the clay mined in the rivers of Korea. Because it's basically porcelain that is very ever so slightly adulterated with iron oxide.
Yes, PlayStation. I know I shouldn't have turned off the power on the PlayStation, but I didn't do it. Had the power out.
Nope, I think I just gotta redo it.
Yeah.
I spent too much time trying to finagle
You should
it.
definitely like save the wings as like their own separate thing.
Part of your problem might be the colors might be too saturated. Most moths are quite a bit duller.
Try that. Why?
Because I'll be honest, I would love to have that as a little sticker.
Fucking kidding. What the? Your alpha all over? There you go. Yep. Wop 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 wop.
People's wobbles and they don't fall down.
So I need a good I talked a little bit about Herb Gerblin yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And, Herb Gerblin, that's right. The Hobgoblin wizard who says he's a sword fighter.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of better spells to get for him. Probably only going to be like level 5 or 6, I think. Whoa. Whoa, kid. You having too much fun over there? I'm a little worried that he's gone from the I'm going to put stuff in my mouth phase to the I'm just going to eat this phase very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, see, there's a hellbear? I'm going to eat it. I'll eat the whole thing. Oops. Okay, so now I want this color. I want to make this whole circle that color. I think I tried to go a little too, like, I don't need to have realism. I just need some nice color variation. And I'm probably going to benefit more from sane colors than I will from, like, wild, like, this is the original, like I said.
Yeah.
Which is, like, this is colors of a moth wing. That is, it should be desaturated, you're right. But, like, I think it's too much. It's too much.
Yep.
So I think
I found a moth that's got similar colors to your original blue and purple one, but it's muted. I put it in the live stream chat.
that is really cool. The blue.
Yeah.
It's like a cobalt blue. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's blue and brown, kind of flecks of gold, and it's only really got any amount of brightness in the blue and the eye spots.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing about, like, that kind of is sad about this is, like, there's so much, like, iridescent color
Yeah.
inside of moth wings that make them look so beautiful.
Yeah. And it's
that's-
so hard. It is so hard to draw that.
To draw that, it's essentially adding in, like, hyper saturated colors inside of the drawing. And so the only way to do that is to get, like, really, really small and dot 1,000 times.
Yep.
It's just like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's not, I don't have time for that. It's gonna look weird on the picture, but I think I need to do something with that, and that's why I did this part right here. Because this is not what the wing actually looks like, but I feel like that's a closer representation of what that is gonna be. So
Right.
we'll see what it does. And I'm actually gonna hit this with, like, a solid white.
So I managed to get a decent iridescent kind of effect on crow feathers
Okay.
by taking, like, a really scrungly kind of texture brush, putting it at like 50% opacity, and then picking out the iridescent colors that I was gonna get and putting it just, like, really, really sparingly, just washing over the highlights. Since you're in Photoshop and
Yeah.
not an Aggie, you should be able to do something similar.
So essentially, what you're talking about is using a texture brush on the
Yeah, to mimic the specular
right,
highlight.
but only on the what would be like a, can't think of the term. Not the highlight layer, but the, like, rim light, essentially.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, we can try that. We can speculate. We can do that. Specular fall off is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Which is a 3D modeling term that no one needs to know.
So, what level of spells do you still need for Orb Gerblin?
We're supposed to go to level 3 really fast, and what I assume by that is, like, first or second session. So
Okay. You've got all your cantrips and first level spells, right?
Yeah, I got my cantrips and first level spells, but I need spells that I can make not seem like spells, if that makes sense. Like catapult.
Yep.
Catapult works really well because it's like, I'm just gonna huck something. I'm just gonna huck it.
Yep.
And I'm gonna huck it at superhuman fighter speed.
Yeah.
Right. Well, sick today, but I've been working on the Danish-Japanese Garden Society's website over the last few weeks. For like a month now. Wow. Been a lot longer than that. Well, I hope that's going
That
well.
is.
That sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
That sounds like a project.
Yeah.
I also hope it's going well. That sounds interesting.
I was a little worried that this kid kept like trying to destroy the butts of all of these stuffed animals, but then I realized he's just trying to eat the tags. He really wants to eat all the tags. Why do they put the tags on the butthole of every creature that exists?
I don't know.
Just cut it off.
I think I'm gonna have to, yeah. Cause like this dinosaur, this is a great dinosaur. They could have put it on the tail. They could have put it like on the frill. Like no, they just put it on the butthole. No. People who design kid toys are weird.
Mm. Good, Alexander. I'm glad it's going well, and I'm glad that your clients like the work. That's always reassuring.
I hate web design. I've done it a few times in my life, and I hate it. It's a lot of tedium and like asset production. And the one time the first time I got paid to do it as like a big job, the partner that was coding it, luckily was just doing all the art, just disappeared. He ghosted us for like a month.
Oof.
So the whole time my client was like, "Where the fuck is everything?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And it wasn't something that I could just like, "Oh, I'll do it myself," because I'm like, I don't know how to do any of this crap. Like, he's doing a whole bunch of weird stuff. So it was bad. Put bad taste in my mouth. Not a fan of web design.
Okay, so for your spells, when you get your next cantrip, maybe you should take Mind Sliver and you just have an ice pick and lobotomize people.
That's terrifying, but I can see that working. Just like rattling someone so hard.
Yeah.
Does that make their intelligence go down? Or is it just do psychic damage?
You just it's a psychic damage. 1d6 psychic damage, and you take 1d4 from the next, they lose a d4 from their next saving throw.
Oh, okay. This feels so much better, so much more cohesive. I feel like it fits the style a lot better too.
Good.
So like this, I really like this. I really like that there's just this blue kind of cutting. Oh god, am I doing all of this on that layer? I thought I was supposed to be doing all this layer. That's fine. No, it's not fine. Because if I have to redo this, then I can't. If I have to redo the gradient, I'm gonna have to redo it. So. Oh my! Oh my, angry! Oh, you fell. That's not good.
Help, I'm falling. I can't get up.
I was sitting and then I slid and now I'm laying down and I'm upset because I can't sit up by myself. What are you doing? Why are you wiggling? You just want to stand up? If you stand up, I can't draw. Because I have to hold you. F's in chat. F's in chat so the kid can see the chat move. That's all. He can't read it, but he tracks movement real good. That is my ear. Please don't stick your finger in my ear.
Ooh.
You got the hiccups? Is that why you're upset? I can spam. He just wants to eat the microphone. That's all it is.
Well, microphones do tend to be interesting, both shape-wise and texturally. And they've got all sorts of cool doodads hanging off them.
Can you hiccup? Can you hiccup into the microphone?
I got a couple before.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, wait, you're done. You're done.
All is lost.
Whoa! You get the raspberries. You get the raspberries. Let's see if I can keep drawing. Okay, so here's my plan. I'm gonna put all these blue speckles in here, of varying sizes, and then I'm gonna grab them as a base and put a gradient through just the speckles.
Yeah.
We're gonna try that. And then immediately cover it up with the character. Let me see if that's actually going to happen. Yep, none of that will be seen. So, maybe I won't worry about that. Maybe I'll do that down here. Whoa, kid. I want you to throw me on the floor. Ow. Kids have no self-preservation buttons, like none.
Correct.
Just like
Most humans don't. At least between
I
certain
know.
age periods.
I know a fair amount that never developed any.
Can I?
oh, that's a lot of drool.
Barf.
So for second level spells, you could do.
I do think like for third level, I think enlarge will work. Right, like that's a enlarge and haste. Those are good. Especially with a spell blade, because you essentially get like an int range is what you're doing. Like you're becoming
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Oh my. Oh no.
So I like the idea. You could do your second level spell Dragon's Breath, and have him like chug a potion before as part of it before he ever spits, because it's just a 15-foot cone.
That would work. Just spit fire.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a parlor trick.
Like, depending on what he's got. It is just a parlor trick. This potion, when mixed with my saliva, produces fire. This one does lightning. This one does poison. This one does cold.
You get to choose?
Yeah, you get to choose. When you cast it, you get to choose acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison until the spell ends, up to a concentration up to a minute.
That makes a lot of sense. I think that's a good call. I'd like more things like sword based, but there's just not a lot, right? It's just not.
Yeah. I see Cloud of Daggers, but that would be really hard to do.
Right. The weird part about Cloud of Daggers is that like it continues to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So like I could throw a bunch of daggers at somebody and then they just spin in a circle and it's just like, yeah, no, it's just mad skill. Old elven technique. When in doubt, limit your colors. That's the trick. That is the trick. How do I show you guys what I'm talking about here? I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna do this. Whoops. That's what I wanted to do. Excuse me. Oh my goodness.
Bless you.
I was not ready for that. Cute hiccups, yeah. Poor kid.
Kinetic Jaunt could also work for you. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, you're good. I was just talking about my kid. Yeah, Jump's a good one. I've taken Jump with like every Eldritch Knight I've ever played, because Dragoons are great and Jump is hilarious. And
No,
it's
I
not a
said
bad choice. I might take it.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna take it.
it's not bad. I said kinetic jaunt though.
Oh, I thought you said jump.
Yeah, sorry. This is because we talked at the same time. But it's yeah, you magically empower your movement with dance-like steps, and you gain plus 10 feet to your movement. You do not provoke attacks of opportunity, and you can move through the space of other creatures, and it doesn't count as difficult terrain.
That sounds awesome. That's like Super Blade Singer.
Yeah. Concentration up to a minute. If you end your turn in another creature space, you are shunted to the last unoccupied space you occupied, and take a D8 force damage.
That's a level 2 spell?
That's a level 2 spell. Kinetic Jaunt.
Dang. Yeah, I think we'll do that then.
So that's a cool option.
What's happening here? Why can't I? Oh, because it's locked. Squeak.
Knock would be very funny.
Yep. Just like walk up and Fonzie a door open.
Yep. Although I have no idea. It's Lars who's running this campaign, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea how often he's going to use barriers to try to get in your guys' way. So
Yeah, I don't either. We'll find out.
who knows if it would actually be useful.
I mean, you're a wizard, so you get to pick.
I have a really fun mechanic for learning spells too. The spell book is going to be like a training manual of just like fight. It's like a fighting, like it's a spell book. It is a spell book, 100%.
Yeah.
But like, but if anybody opens it up and looks at it, it's just like diagrams of like fighting stances. And so anytime I'm going to try to find a new spell, I want to look at the spell and then like try to basically be like, this is bullshit. You can do this just by flexing your biceps like this, and basically turn all of the spells into kinetic motions, turning it into like a dance.
You're essentially being Mashal.
Mashal, what does that mean?
Mashal is an anime
Okay.
about this guy in a magical world. He doesn't have magic, and so he's just super muscular, and he does
Okay, yeah.
like training every day.
That
Like
sounds
he
about right.
flies by just moving his legs a lot.
Okay. I don't know if I'll do that. That's a little
It's just-
excessive.
It's very funny. I think it's a nice little lighthearted anime.
Yeah. That sound like that is exactly what I'm going for. Like mechanic wise. Just like, nope. Magic is bullshit. For the weak willed.
This spell seems cool, and let's see if we can make it work. Shadow Blade. You weave together threads of shadow to create a sword of solidified gloom in your hand. It lasts until the spell ends, concentration up to a minute. It counts as a simple melee weapon with which you are proficient, deals 2d8 psychic damage on a hit, and has finesse, light, and thrown properties.
So here's-
range
I
20
thought
to
about
60.
that one.
Yeah?
Essentially what I do is I would say like, I'm gonna look around for a new sword. Oh, I found one, here it is, and I'm just gonna use that. And then if anybody asks, you'd be like, no, I don't know where it went. I found a sword. So like there is a level of me just being
Yeah.
I don't want to say
A little shit.
I want my character to believe
Yeah.
that he's like he's telling the truth, right? Like,
Yeah.
but there's a little bit of like purposeful disbelief in there, like not willing to see what things actually are.
Right. Yeah. Shadow Blade would be a little bit harder to do that with, I suppose. But it's a good damage.
That's what I'm saying.
spell.
Like, I think that is a good place to look. Like, I think that's a good
Yeah.
thing. But I do think with the character, like the fact that it happens, it's like, yeah, I needed another weapon, and luckily there was one right here. and I picked it up and used it, and then he just kind of disregards that he willed it into existence, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The other funny thing I'm going to do, which I haven't told Lars yet, is all magic is bullshit, and the only thing he really believes in is the Lady of Light, which is just going to be nothing but Galadriel references. So I gotta brush up on my Galadriel lore. Yeah, kid? Mm-hmm. Mm.
Did you look at Snillock's Snowball Storm?
I saw it. I was like, what is this? Why does this exist?
It's very strange. It's only a one-off spell for 3d6 cold damage though, so it's damage-wise I think Shadow Blade is probably one more thematically appropriate and two a better damage option for you.
Yeah, I think so too. Plus, like I said, I want to keep things sword based. Like I want my primary thing to be swinging the sword.
Yeah.
But with that, like, you know, run into melee, attack with something, and then like Dragon Breath makes a lot of sense. You know, if there's too many people, I need to use magic to do AoE moves because I don't have anything like that.
Yep. It's just Alchemist's Fire though. It's not magic.
Right.
It's chemistry.
Chemistry. I do think there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do in that direction, right? Like
Yeah.
100%. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. It's just something I was talking about to one of the other players about, because he was like, "Wait, can you have a character that's like hundreds of thousands of years old?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "What if they just think they're hundreds of thousands of years old?" I'm like, "That's better." Like,
that's funnier.
Yeah. Or they could just be lying to all of us. Like, all of those things are great, and those are great character things, right? Like, meeting a group of people, and you're like, "Hey, we're gonna go on an adventure," and someone's like, "Oh yeah, I'm like 600 years old." It's like, is this person for real? Because that's possible in this world. Are they crazy? Like, do they actually believe they're 600 years old, or are they just lying to you? Right? Like all of those things are completely acceptable, and I love it. I love that exists. So, damn it, I did it on that layer again.
Sorry if I'm distracting you.
No, I mean, I'm more distracted by the kid.
That is fair. Did you look at the spell Spray of Cards?
No, Spray of Cards?
Yeah.
I've not heard of Spray of Cards.
From the Book of Many Things, second level conjuration. One action.
Where's the Book of Many Things? Is that actually
I believe it's an official 5e supplement.
Okay. Because, like, I don't remember that coming out. But it could be because we've switched to Pathfinder and I just haven't been looking at new 5e books.
Yeah.
So it's got to be, less than 2 years old. Oh, yeah? Yeah, kid? Hey! Oh. He scooted himself too far away from the toys. He can't reach them now.
Oops.
Hold on. I'll be right back. Give me a second.
Sure.
Can't be here for long, but I'm going to stay as long as I can. Yeah, no problem. No name. Welcome in, by the way.
Yeah, hi.
I need to mute myself real quick, and then I'll be right back.
You're good.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
What the
Rook,
name is?
yeah, Rook just left to take care of the baby. I think it's just you and me in chat.
Fair enough.
Or No Name just got here right as Rook had to step away.
I'm looking over one of the new archetypes called the Five Breath Vanguard,
Mm-hmm.
and very much meant for monks.
Mhm.
It's a 6th level archetype and requires you to have 2 of the 5 elemental stances. They kind of
Okay.
list them all, which is like
Uh-huh.
Ironblood stance, Mountain stance, Reflected, Ripple, Stoked Flame, and
Yeah.
Tangle Forest
Yeah.
stance.
Yeah, I looked
You
at all
have-
of those when I was building my fighter.
And you have like 2 of them, and when you take defeat, you get a new stance where as an action, during one of your elemental stances, you can stride or step and enter a new stance, which is a nice little compounding of actions.
Mm-hmm.
And like that, like each time you cycle through your stance, there's like a 10th level you can take this feat where you get temporary hit points equal to half your level.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Obviously, it doesn't stack with previously acquired temporary hit points. You just talk
they
yourself
only-
up.
Equal to half your level, and they last until the start of your next turn. After you gained hit points by entering a specific elemental stance, you can't. So if you gain hit points, like temporary hit points from a elemental stance, which I think there's not many, you don't gain the temporary hit points from this because it's 2 different sources and they don't stack.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't do that, it would be extremely broken.
Yep.
TUI functions on recovery being fairly limited.
Yeah. Like, 5th edition's sort of the same way with temporary hit points, that you can't stack them with different sources.
Yeah,
Just
and
whichever has the highest amount you get.
5e is way more limited on healing than 2nd edition Pathfinder because it's so simple. It seems to me like game balance wise they just can't handle a robust heal system.
I was looking at that. That's an interesting thing to think about. The like comparing those two.
Yeah,
Because 5e is, I've noticed, has a lot more action to heal. Like, has more options and ways to heal people, whereas in Pathfinder, there's like it's a lot more limited. But the things that you do heal really well.
Yeah.
So the healing spells just generally feel more effective in Pathfinder, but there are less types of healing spells. I guess is a better way to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's basically one. Well, I guess that's not necessarily. I'm trying to think, because there are a fair number of like healing type spells in second edition of Pathfinder, but we don't deal with most of them.
Mhm.
Like we don't deal with restoration magic very much.
Right. That's fair.
But like it is there. But you're right. There is basically one heal spell, but that one heal spell represents basically what was 3 different spells in first edition Pathfinder, and in 5e. I think you will have access to like regeneration later in Pathfinder.
And like the alchemist has healing potions, right?
Yep.
Which that's getting revamped. I'm not worried about the revamp. Just has healing potions, but then they also have a few things that give you like either healing over time, and that's kind of how the witch works too. Like the witch has focus spells, so you can only use them like once or twice a day, but it's just like that person heals 1 hit point every round. It's like that's not a lot, but like it's just kind of a trickle. It's just kind of a trickle and it goes. That's nice.
Yeah.
It works really well.
Yeah.
The bard is kind of the same way too. Instead of having the heal spell, the bard's just like, yep, you can just keep trickling people health or giving them temporary hit points every round.
Yeah, and that trickle can be huge.
Yeah.
We'll say the occult spells does have one of the better heal spells in the soothe spell, because it's a heal, but also you get other stuff.
Yeah, is correct, Rook. Like on paper, Pathfinder has fewer healing spells than 5e, but then like when you break it down, Pathfinder has a lot more options, and those options do generally heal more. Because a normal, like a standard potion in 5e is what, 1d4 plus 1 hit points?
I guess I'm thinking of like... You go ahead, finish your thought. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So at max, it's restoring 5 hit points, but Pathfinder, because the numbers are generally larger, like the basic potion is, I think it's a
D8.
It's a D8 plus 1, yeah. Or just a D8, I'm not sure.
I think it's a D8 plus 1. And then that goes up to like plus 4, and then you have to go to the next heal spell.
Yeah.
Kiddo, I'm being attacked by stuffed animals. You're so close. He's so close to crawling. I want to help him, but there's nothing I can do about it. You gotta do hands and then legs. Hands and then legs. He does legs and then hands, and he falls over. Or on the other way around, sorry. He'll get his butt up in the air, and then he'll push his hands up and lose his leg grip and just go backwards. It's like,
no.
It's like, nope, wrong direction.
Push-ups, kiddo. Push-ups. Work on your toe grip.
Yourself what? That's what they're called. Okay, so a lesser elixir of life, which is a level 5 item, heals 3d6 plus 6 hit points.
Yeah, that's so much.
That's a maxed out level 1 heal.
Yep.
Which I think.
But Pathfinder also like needs higher numbers because the health is higher numbers, right?
Yeah.
You don't roll plus your constitution. It's your constitution plus a fixed amount for
There's
HP.
also something that I found interesting with Pathfinder 1 and 5e is a lot of their potions did the same amount, but Pathfinder has a higher curve to it. So Pathfinder does 1d8 and D&D does 2d4. And it's like, so 5e wants a little more like middling average rolls.
Yeah.
And Pathfinder's a lot more gambling.
They've also stated that healing potions are not meant to be like the end-all be-all for your healing in combat. Like they very much want you to be using the spells,
and
which
in
on
first
average
edition,
do a little bit more.
In first edition, they wanted people using wands. which is why like you could buy a healing wand for really cheap, and it had 50 charges on it, but you couldn't recharge it, right? So it's just like, here you go. If you need to use 50 heal spells in one day, that's it.
Yep.
That's all the healing you get for this campaign. And it was great. It worked. I really liked that.
Yeah. I feel like that wand system worked especially well for like adventure paths.
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Because it's like get yourself geared up, and then go on an adventure. And the resources you bring are the resources you have, and like there's something that's really cool about that.
Yeah, and along with that, it was really fun as a DM to be like, oh, here's a wand of necromancy with 15 charges, and people are like, ooh, 15 charges. Then they don't feel like it's something that they have to like really. They can kind of screw around with it, because it's got a lot of charges versus a potion or a scroll, right?
Which are one-offs.
Yeah, the 5e wands are almost a little bit better because they have daily charges, but because of that, like, I can only use it once. It gives you that moment of like, I'm gonna use it today. It's gonna be fine. So I kind of like Pathfinder's thing where wands are now once per days, but you can maybe get another one out of it. So it's like, so it gives you a little more flexibility with like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Oh wow, kid. What happened?
Baby is begging for attention.
No, he's trying to crawl real hard, and he's just so frustrated.
Like, look at me.
I'm done.
Look what I'm doing. You're killing me, Lisa.
I'm gonna kill you.
You're tearing me apart.
He's got a fox stuffed animal just crammed in his mouth, and he's just screaming into it. Hey, kitty cat. You gonna pet Skip Cat? Don't grab him. Just pet.
Rips the cat bald-headed.
Good job. Good job. I've in the last like 2 or 3 days, he gets really, really excited when the cats show up. Like get close to him. He's like, oh. And yesterday, Pixel walked up and like sniffed his nose, so he got whiskered in the face, and he was just like, "Oh, this is the best thing ever." You can pet the kitty. Yeah. Skip Cat, don't stand on my keyboard. The cat wants attention.
The baby wants attention.
Baby wants to crawl.
Skip Cat
Baby wants
treats.
mobility.
Yep. Give me treats. You happy? You more happy now?
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
If you're happy and you know it, grab the cat. You were so mad. Hey, Skip Cat, if you knock that water glass over, I'm going to make you live in the shed. I'm just going to put all your stuff in the shed. Hook up the Wi-Fi. Don't sit on the keyboard. I can't deal with you and boy.
Here comes the boy.
Hello, boy.
Hello, boy.
Welcome. I'm surprised that video didn't get millions of views. You got a lot. Skip Cat. Jesus Christ. Oh, no. Don't grab. Yeah, you got yoinked. Oh. I gotta change another bathroom.
How are your cats with tolerating the kid, by the way?
He just like ripped a chunk of fur out of Skip Cat. Skip Cat did not move. He's like,
interesting.
Oh, okay. It's super weird because like if I touch Skip Cat, come on, cat, get off the keyboard. Well, and okay, my computer might have shut down. People still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Yep.
Hello?
Yep.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Okay, how about now? Can people hear me now?
We can hear
We
you.
can hear you.
Nope. Okay, Discord exploded. Thanks, cat. Test, test, test.
We hear
Am I
you.
muted?
Hello?
We
Can you hear us?
Awesome. I hope people can hear me on. Can people hear me now?
Hello?
There we
Hello?
go. My
We
cat
could hear
muted
you.
my-
We could hear you the whole time.
He stepped on all the buttons. Froze all my screens. I think I'm back now. I hope I'm back now. I still can't hear Druid for some reason. I heard Corvus.
You can't hear me?
Druid is muted for some reason. Let me see what's
No.
going on here. Ah, okay.
Corvus, can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I can
Okay.
hear you both now. Yep.
Cool.
I've never stopped hearing anyone.
Yeah. Skipcat muted my computer, turned the volume all the way down. So I had to unmute and unvolume. I gotta put the kid down to throw the cat. 1 second. You
That's
go
hilarious. Yeah, hey Burning.
Here. You
Welcome in.
go over here.
Welcome to the Chaos Stream.
I put down the kid, and he immediately like, "How dare you? What are you doing?" All right, I'm gonna go feed the cat and take care of the boy. I'll be right back. Hang tight.
Sure, can you make sense of this feat? I don't know what it is, but my brain is not piecing it together correctly.
Fisheye.
For the new Kijimuna?
Kijimuna? Gnome heritage?
Yep.
Okay. Frequency once per day. You gain the magic of the seas by eating your favorite seafood. This gives you an advantage when diving, escaping notice after pilfering a valuable artifact from a local warlord, moving through poisonous fumes, or sleeping next to a particularly gassy adventuring partner. Okay. If you eat the left eye of a fish, you gain the breath control feat for the next hour. And that feat's benefits apply against effects that have the olfactory trait, in addition to those that have the inhaled trait. As this feat is temporary, you cannot use it as a prerequisite for a permanent character option like a feat or access to a spell. Breath control is you can breathe even in hazardous or sparse air. You can hold your breath for 25 times as long as usual before suffocating. You gain +1 circumstance bonus to saving throws against inhaled threats, such as inhaled poisons. And if you roll a success on a saving throw, you get a critical success instead.
Okay.
So basically,
That makes more. I think my
yeah.
issue is the entire paragraph of text before you get to what the feat does.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I was like, what? I'm confused. What's going on?
Yes, Burning. It is in part a fart resistance feat, but
Yes.
I
need it against Rokar.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a level 1 feat, so.
Well, so is breath control. So this is just a worse version of breath control.
Yes, however, you can't take a general feat at level 1 unless you have a certain heritage of human.
Right. Okay.
So.
Interesting. Gotta go. See you later, Dragon Turtle. Good to see you. Sorry, Rook took off.
Yeah, I just was very confused by way it was
Yeah, it's
say that's
basically it's all flavor text. It suffers from the Pathfinder problem, which is specifically too much flavor text, not enough of the important text where you can find it. So it is literally all flavor text until you get to the link to the breath control feat, which has all of the pertinent information for what you need to understand the feat actually does.
Yep.
But yeah,
And
it is basically once per day you can eat the left eye of a fish, and then you can hold your breath for 25 times longer than normal.
I guess then
For
is
an
it
hour.
all day? Or okay, next hour, okay.
Yeah. You gain breath control feat for the next hour.
There.
And then breath control does not normally apply to the effects for olfactory or inhaled trait things. Like cloud poisons or things that
Thinking
have
clouds, that was the thing.
yeah, things that are irritating smells. I think there are a couple of those things.
Yeah.
In Pathfinder, because Pathfinder is weirdly esoteric and inclusive.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's breath control for a gnome with a little bit of expansion, but also more limited.
Another one they get, you can drink salt water and treat it as fresh water.
Interesting.
And once per day, you can take a gulp of seawater, use an interact action to gain a imprecise wave sense for 20 feet.
That's cool. So these are water gnomes, basically, right?
Like island gnomes, because
Island gnomes. Okay.
they're based on a tree spirit from Okinawa,
Okay.
Okay.
whose one of the most noble features is they're small and have red hair
Hmm.
and live in trees.
Gotcha. Welcome back, Rook.
I
Maybe
don't
he's
know
not
if
back
anybody else
yet.
has kids, but the
Hell no.
the level of, oh, you want to change a diaper? I'm gonna alligator death roll as much as possible. It's like, why? Why are you doing this to me? Spin the wind.
Because they don't want a new diaper put on.
I guess.
And yet-
Clothes suck.
Okay, let's see how this is looking. Oh my god, Skip Cat, if you deleted that layer, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind.
Oh no.
Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Yep, you deleted it. That was cool. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean, I got back to it, but like, yeah, just stepped all over my keyboard.
Wow. Imagine going to a fishmonger and asking for a dozen left eyes of fish. That's yeah, that would be very funny. I mean, you could probably make it easier and just be like, I need a dozen fish heads.
Just
Fresh as you can get. Yeah.
Or in our case,
Okay.
just go down to the river and fish them yourself.
Yeah. But like there's plenty of culinary stuff you can do with fish heads, right? So
Yeah.
it would be less like what are you up to?
I can think of two
to be
things. You
like-
can bake them or stew them.
Mm.
That's about it.
I was
Fish
thinking
egg
you,
curry.
you can use them to make yeah, you can make broth with them for
You can make
sure.
stock, yeah. That's what I meant by
Yeah.
stewing them.
Yeah.
I might be having to stop here. Skip Cat. Oh my god. Get the fuck out of here, Cat. Skip Cat is
So
just
it's
trying to
the-
knock over everything on my desk for no reason. He has food. He has treats. I'm petting him. And he's just like, no, fuck you. Fuck you just because.
You made me wait too long and you let the child rip a chunk of my hair out.
That could be. It could just be vengeance.
Not on the baby, but on you.
Cats are rational enough to know that you don't attack a child. You wait until they grow up and traumatize them.
Bastards.
I will pet you as much as you want, Skip Cat, but you can't walk on my keyboard. You're not allowed past this point.
I feel like you almost need to get your little plexiglass case and put it around the thing and just a slot for your hands.
Yeah.
Just to keep the cat from sitting on the keyboard.
Well, everybody, welcome back. It's 12:30. I'm exhausted.
I'm sorry.
I've got nothing done. I actually did get quite a bit done, which is good. I'm gonna keep trying. But Skip Cat's now walking on Jump Rope's computer. Cool. Okay, great. I don't understand what's happening today.
Your house is not in order.
Distract keyboard. Build a shelf.
I
Yeah,
am-
just get my old broken keyboard and just put it next to Skip Cat. You gonna eat it? You gonna eat it? What is this? What is this? If I put him on the floor, he yells. Like that. Now he's just yelling at the fox. I think he's just yelling at the fox. I pick him up and he's like, "Hey, don't hold me. Stop it." And he tries to wiggle out of my arms. So then I put him on the floor and he yells at the fox.
What's the fox say?
Yeah, you cat? You want to hang out with the boy? Okay, you two can hang out. Come on. You can come in here, Steve Cat. Yeah. Is that good? Is that a good... You bite yourself? What happened?
How long is this
Okay.
game? 10 minutes. Nice.
Oh, no, don't stand up. There you go. No, yeah. Da, 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 da. Apparently, Steve Cat just wants to sit by the boy.
Interesting.
You can do that. And the boy just wants to eat things. I'm gonna devour this doll. Nom 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 nom. Okay. I'm fairly happy with these wings. Kind of want to put a gradient or something like inside this. Maybe I do this. Maybe we do it.
That's cool.
Something like that. And then we skew it a little bit. And we make it like soft light. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The only problem is I can't symmetry that.
So you'd have to do it for each individual lobe.
Yep. Which we can do that. It's not going to take too long, I don't think.
While you're working on that, do you want to finally hear what Spray of Cards does?
Yeah. I forgot about spray of cards.
So it's a single action, 15-foot cone out from your character. Instantaneous. You spray a 15-foot cone of spectral cards. In your case, I imagine just you play 52 card pickup. Each creature in the area makes a dexterity saving throw. On a fail, they take 2d10 force damage, and that has the blind condition until
That's
the end.
so much.
Until the end of the next turn. It's a lot, yeah.
Is that a level 2 spell?
It's a level 2 spell.
Interesting.
What's it from?
The Book of Many Things, which
Yep.
I did look up, and it is an official D&D publication.
Yes. I think that's where they finally published the item that essentially lets monks have like +1, +2 to their fists.
The mighty fist traps, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this is for sure an overclocked spell. That being said, from all of the characters that you've ever told me about that you've built, this does seem like a spell that's right up your alley.
Yeah.
Anyway, when you cast it at higher levels, for every +1 level, it increases by a d10 for damage for each.
Nice. That sounds awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
So
probably
that
do
might be more thematically appropriate than Dragon Breath. But,
the other thing that I think might get wishy-washed out a lot is
Mhm.
I don't have a problem with, and like this is me, right? Like I'm okay with this kind of thing. Not everybody is.
Mhm.
If I really wanted to do this, I could just reflavor all of the spells. So
Yeah.
like Dragon Breath, could just be me shouting, right? Like I want to do sonic damage, and I'm just gonna Fusro Da the shit out of these guys, right? Or I swing my sword really, really hard in an arc, Dragon's Breath, right? Like I think that's fine, and I think that's where a lot of really fun character customization can come from.
Yeah.
Just from like keep mechanics but change flavor to match your setting and what you're doing. And I think I think people are scared to do that.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't be. They really shouldn't.
Yeah, they shouldn't be, because as long as you're not changing the dice or the modification numbers, like you're not unbalancing the game.
Nope. Because like the other part about that is like the other thing I see of where people might get worried about this is if you were a fighter and you're like, well, I want to do this move like this spell. And it's like, you mechanically don't have any way to get access to that spell. So no. Like, that's the part that just debalances the game.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're not a fighter, like me, you are a wizard, and you have access to that spell, it doesn't have to be that spell. You can make it whatever you want. So I've also had a couple people ask me about, like, well, how do you make anime characters in D&D, and it's like a lot of anime characters are really just unnecessarily over leveled characters, like in an environment. So you want to play someone like Goku? Cool. Be a level 5 monk, a level 5 fighter in a level 2 campaign. That's what you do.
Yep.
Like Goku shows up and Krillin's like, "Hey, buddy," and then Goku just kicks the living shit out of everybody. Right? Like,
until Frieza shows up, who is a level 15 psychic or something.
Krillin can't fight that guy. What the fuck's he gonna do?
He's gonna die.
Moral support.
Moral support.
Again. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're done. That looks great. I'm happy with that. There's
I love
no
it.
red. There could have been some red in it. I don't think we need it. I don't think we need it. Oh, wee boo boo, wee boo boo. Wee boo boo, wee boo boo. What happened? Okay, you don't want to be sitting, but if I kiddo.
He just knocked himself out.
Pretty much. He's sitting down, and I'm like, if you don't want to be sitting down, I'm going to put you on your stomach. And he just, like, launched himself into the side of the pack and play.
Oh, no.
Donked his head into the bar. He seems fine, but, like, dang, kid. You getting hungry? You hungry, or you just want to dance? You just
I'm
need to
getting
dance.
Little dance.
Nope, those are my glasses. Nope.
Get down tonight.
No. Let go. I need those. Thank you. Fold himself into a ball, and then just explode. This is the plan. This is the plan.
He's trying to popcorn.
Trying to pop. The book Hop on Pop is very apt.
Yep.
I would like to jungle gym, please. We should just change this to Rook Daycare. And then we'll get a whole bunch of other people that are just like, my kid won't go to bed. What do? And then we just talk about D&D. And that's it. That's the whole plan.
Yeah.
I feel like that could easily be a premise of a cool, in relative terms, podcast for
D&D Daycare.
for D&D nerd parents. Like, my little goblin just doesn't want to, like, be still.
What do you do for a living? Well, I'm an illustrator sometimes. When I'm allowed to be. When I'm allowed to.
I'm a cat dad.
Cat dad. Oh. Ah. Ah. No, I don't want your fingers in my mouth. Super chats to Raspberry the Child. Portions of that money go into a college fund.
Bernie says he's in favor of this rebrand.
Yeah. Next week we'll do D&D daycare.
During your daily preparations, you can spend 10 minutes to create a variant energy breath potion.
So now I need to work on this. So I think that'll work. I think for the most part that will... Ow, kid! Ouch. Thank you.
Yeah, the colors on these wings fit the colors you've already got established for her much better.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I want to select all of these layers, but I need 2 hands, and I don't have that. Okay. That's the general placement. I think that will work. Ow! Stop.
That's cool.
You're gonna be bleeding later. Let me cut your little claws.
Oh, God.
You alright?
No, not really. I just had... You mentioned claws. And I just had like a visceral memory of when a baby like shoved its finger up my nose and like pet me on the inside. It was bleeding profusely. It was like
little razor blades.
Why did...
We're born with razor blades.
Yep.
Kid. Okay.
And you just mentioning that just flood my memory back of that moment, just like, oh God.
Reliving the trauma.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of like I guess they're podcasts of like Dr. Mike interviewing people.
Yeah.
He was talking to somebody that was like a psychologist. The problem is like I never know the backgrounds of these people, so it's like, are you interviewing this person because they're full of shit, or are you interviewing this person because they're actually like a reputable doctor?
Right. I think I know what you're talking about, and I think it's the other doctor that has the podcast, and Dr. Mike was the guest.
That could be.
The other guy is, as far as I can tell, a fairly reputable doctor.
Anyways, the guy I was talking about was talking about like trauma and the overuse of trauma as what does he say? He said trauma when people are really just uncomfortable or discomfort.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, that's fair. Like I use trauma a lot, but like really, I've known some people that have been through trauma and like it's debilitating. It like it's a thing that they need help to overcome. Right. That's kind of I think the textbook definition of trauma is like not something you can cope with by yourself. Or being traumatized, I should say. Traumatized is something that is. So like, yeah, being uncomfortable and like having baby claws. It's like that sucks and it's not fun and it's triggering, but. Not traumatized.
Yeah, it was not trauma. It's just and like the visceral memory where it's just oh God.
Oh.
Or like I've like reacted physically to it. So
what are you doing? I just got a head bonk and then you try to jump out of my lap. What's going on? I want destruction. I want violence.
I don't want
all
peace.
the time.
He's got to move.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Kids gotta move.
Yep.
Oh, he's so close.
But yeah, I remember seeing a little short, probably originally from TikTok, but someone put it on YouTube, or the guy put it on YouTube, and he was talking about how, in recent years, psychological terms like overstimulation or hyperfixation have become colloquial.
Yeah,
terms
that might be
now.
the same guy. But go ahead.
And
I'm gonna mute myself.
It's both good and bad because that means more people are actually learning what those terms like are, but it's bad because there are more and more people who are using those terms for situations where they don't apply. So it's very much like a double-edged sword. It's like, great, we're glad that people are knowing what these are, but it's not great when people are like, I'm overstimulated, just meaning not being overstimulated. It's like, that's not it. So yeah, it's this. And like they mentioned like the term gaslighting, like how that was a actual like psychological term like for what narcissists do, and now has just become like a slang term now, and it's very weird.
Yeah, although to be fair, a lot of American social interactions are actually legitimately based in gaslighting. So,
Well, yeah.
Unfortunately,
though, the example he was bringing up was specifically like when like you have your friends who are trying to like quote unquote gaslight you, and it's like they're not really gaslighting you. At least I hope not, because then you need new friends.
yeah. I watch a Minecraft YouTuber who's plays with his best friend fairly frequently, and his best friend's love language is gaslighting, unfortunately. And I mean legitimately gaslighting. It is, and like he does it in a way that he's trying to be good-natured, but it is still so frustrating. And it's very funny to well, it's not really funny, but it's interesting to watch their like their interactions, because when they've been playing together for too long, you can tell, because the guy that I follow becomes very, very mean. And it's very clearly a defensive strategy in order to deal with the fact that every single other sentence that comes out of his best friend's mouth is legitimately gaslighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, I do think it gets overused. The one that I'm afraid is on the verge of becoming overused is dissociating. People say they're dissociating all the time, and as somebody who has legitimately dissociated due to my own like trauma responses, if you can say in the moment that you are dissociating, you are probably not actually dissociating, unless you dissociate every week and are so familiar with the sensation that you can identify it.
No.
Anyway, as a whole, though, I agree with the doctor. It's definitely a double-edged sword, but I would rather that people be willing to talk about mental health problems, and like overuse the terminology, than that nobody be willing to talk about it like they were 50 years ago.
Oh yeah, totally.
Sorry.
So
the kiddo is demanding attention. I think, and that's kind of the reason I brought it up. Is like we use a lot of terms like that in common vernacular now, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think it started a long time ago with like, oh, it's just my OCD tendencies, and then it became like, oh, it's my ADD, and it's like we all get what we're talking about, but at the same time, words have meaning. We maybe should be careful with them. So I don't know.
Yep, I'm definitely guilty of having said my ADHD brain when I am not diagnosed with ADHD. I do have a condition that mimics some of the symptoms, but I do not have ADHD.
Yeah.
Unless I'm not diagnosed yet, which is entirely possible.
And I do think there's like I bump into this a lot with like trying to teach people D&D is like kind of finding excuses for things. And a big one I hear a lot is, which was really funny, is people like I have dyslexic tendencies, like I have since I was a kid, but I've never been so bad that I've needed to do anything about it. So like it doesn't matter. But when I started hanging out with I won't name names, they're like, yeah, I didn't read the rules because I'm dyslexic, and I'm just like, okay, that's weird. And I kind of like, I thought that was really strange. Turns out they're dyslexic. And it's like, okay, cool. I've not ever met somebody who wasn't saying that sarcastically, and that like kind of changed my perspective on things. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
because it's important to be able to actually like have conversations about that kind of stuff, without having those preconceived notions of, oh, they're just being excessive or hyperbolic. Like, that's kind of the problem with overuse of the language. Oh, kiddo. Oh my. I think it's food time. Yeah. Give me a sec.
And like the English language is like notorious for using hyperbole a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That statement probably is also a little bit hyperbolic, but still, like, I feel like that is a unique thing about English is we use a lot of hyperbolic statements.
Yeah.
That doesn't always translate well when people are learning English.
Yeah.
For that, I apologize.
Yeah, same.
Just what we do.
Must, I can only imagine how much it must suck having to trying to learn English as a second or third language, and realizing that most of the extent to which there are sayings that seem nonsensical but which have very specific meanings, and like you can't just put those sayings together, and one, understand what they mean, or just come up with them. I can't even think of any examples right now because I don't know.
Have you seen the TikTok GIF, Vine, whatever the fuck it was, of two Indian guys in a cab yelling "No, fuck your mother" back and forth at each other because it's like the only English phrase they know?
No,
it's so funny.
Oh,
It's literally like "fuck you, bloody mother."
Yeah, it's just like
it was the only words that were being said.
The only thing they know is the. I mean, like they obviously like are speaking in English, but like it's as a second language, so they just know like the buzzwords, right?
Yep.
And like that's how I learned a lot of Spanish in working in kitchens and stuff. Is like it's just a lot of like small colloquialisms and
Insult.
Yeah, insults.
Cabrón.
And so it's really funny. It's really funny to me because it's like, yep, I get that. A lot of the German I know is also just, because like my mother and my grandmother would cuss in German.
Yep.
It's like
cuss words and insults are the only thing that I retained from high school German, and they were not even taught by my German teacher.
Yeah. Yep. And it's just like they did that because they didn't want to cuss in front of the kids, but it's like, cool, you taught us all how to cuss in German. Like that's what we did.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in a pickle. Yeah, burning, that's a perfect example of what I was talking about.
Yep.
It's such a metaphorical colloquialism. It's impossible for somebody to just hear "I'm in a pickle" and understand what you mean by that.
Yeah.
You are how you say in a pickle. In tiny.
I think
dirt.
one of the interesting things is I'll hear people talk about trying to translate Japanese for dubbing.
Mm-hmm.
And there are just whole jokes in a lot of comedy anime that they just have to completely rewrite for an English audience because a lot of it is wordplay that doesn't make sense in English because it's I don't know how it's like a graphical wordplay where the word itself can be read several different ways, and that's the joke.
Yeah, and that specifically has to do with Eastern calligraphy as an art form, and how important that is culturally to China, Japan, Korea.
Oh, sad boy. Yep, there you go. Sorry, I had to move him while I was trying to feed him, and that made him angry. How dare you?
Yeah. I remember one, it was about a Korean movie, I can't think of his name, but the actor says, learn English, it'll open doors for you, and then door on train opens and he jumps out. But in Korean, that's not what he says. He just says his name, which is a super boring, generic Korean name. And they're like, English people are not going to know all these Korean names. So we had to make a new joke.
Yeah.
What was it? One of my friends was trying to get a job at Nintendo as a translator, right? Like, and so they had like an entry test of like, hey, what would you translate these things to? And they were things that were really, I think the example like we were talking about was like a high ether, right? It's like, oh, that's like a really good mana potion, right? It's like, what would you say in Brazil? And it's just like, shit. Like, good potion? I don't know. Like, and that was the test, right? They want to see like what you could come up with for things that just aren't really. What's the max?
Yeah.
Max super good potion. It's like, what the hell?
That's rough. I can't even do that in English without a thesaurus.
Right, and that's the trick to it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, there's a lot of things that, like, word conventions in English that just don't translate.
They don't make any sense. Yeah, they don't translate, and they don't make any sense internally either. Like, there's history behind them that makes them make sense, but generally speaking, we've lost it. Which instantly reminds me of the YouTube channel Lost in the Pond, which I love.
Yep, Lost in the Pond is great. What do you think I should do about this cloth? I could just remove it.
There's a cloth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like... Sorry, kid. Hold on. This thing right here. It's like... The idea was I wanted something that, like, tied all the arms together, so it wasn't just poofs of arms. But... And maybe it's just the color. Maybe the color's just bad.
Yeah, the
Look like they're
like...
wearing skin.
Yeah. I definitely need another mouse.
The pinky peach isn't great.
Oh boy. What happened? You done? Okay. Hey. Father, I am finished. You got a burp for me?
Father.
Oh no.
I crave violence.
He wants a nap real bad. Which means he's about to start just like wild screaming for no reason, which is really funny sometimes, and other times just like it sucks.
Yeah.
Because sometimes he'll stick his thumb in his mouth and just like wah, 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 wah. And other times he's like, I don't know where my thumbs are. What is happening? Yeah, oh, sad boy. Yeah, you tired? You've been awake for 2 hours. That's too long for a little man. Okay, I'm gonna go walk him around. It is 1 o'clock. I could probably just call it. I need to get some stuff done anyways. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Should I just change the color? Does it look okay with the lighter blue instead of a peach? Or should I re-adapt it? I could make it more of a ribbon too, instead of just like tattered cloth. But like the moth and the tattered cloth thing kind of feels like a vibe to me.
Yeah, I don't mind the cloth in general. I think that the light blue is problematic because it distracts from the moth herself in general. So I do think you need a different color. Do you think you're going to keep the antenna, that kind of purple pinkish color?
Yeah, I could do that, and maybe make it more pink.
Yeah. I think calling back to that color will be helpful.
Yeah, that does look really good. And then I think the other part is like this should be draping down here, but it comes from up here. So
Yeah.
I think if I can make these a little more cohesive, maybe I'll make it a little thinner. That might look better too. Actually, having a gap here might be okay. Because that'll cut out for the wing. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I can play with some of that stuff.
Cool. Yep.
Cool.
I think that sounds like a good plan.
All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I am going to try to finish this week. This is for a commission, so I probably won't be able to share this as is. No, I think I can. I think I talked about that. So I'll probably make a short about this on Sunday or something, and then post it in the Discord. for people to check out. If you are not a Patreon member and you want to become a Patreon member, I've been making tokens and stuff from all the other stuff I've been making. Those are in the Discord now for Patreon members. Yeah, stuff's happening. Stuff's happening. We're getting commissions. Tiny man.
Add them to your online, to your token assets folder for D&D games. You never know when literally never know when you're going to need the most random shit.
They're great.
They're fantastic.
But that's all I got. That's all I got. Let's see if there's anybody to raid today, just because I haven't done that in a while. I mean, we only have 4 people in here, but hey, 4 people are 4 people. People don't like the Screamy Baby. How do we do that? Oh, there's a burp. Good job. Good job, kid.
Is the 4 people you, me, Corvus, and Burning?
It might be. It very well might be. So, thanks again, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you guys later. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Alex.